Hi, how you getting on? Right, okay, if you want to hit your driver straighter and longer, you should watch this video. You got your driver, most drivers are around about 10.5 degrees. When you're hitting a golf ball, when you've got 10.5 degrees of loft, there's not a lot of backspin. Looking at around about 2000, between 2000 and 3000, depending on how well you hit it. We want it nearer 2000. So when you got 2000 backspin, there's a lot more scope for side spin to influence the flight. So, for example, if you had a pitching wedge, if you're using a half decent golf ball, will probably get about 9 or 10,000 revolutions backspin, which means it's quite difficult to get as much side spin. So that's why we generally hit short iron straighter, because the backspin dominates. So it's the other way around with a driver. So yeah, well, first things first, for straighter hits, loft up. So if you've got 10.5 and you're not hitting the fairway, forget about how far you hit it. Loft isn't to do with how far you hit it, not really, not when you're slicing it. Loft it up to 12 degrees to get a bit more backspin, and then you'll probably get it a little bit straighter. Okay, don't feel like it's going to go too high. It's not that. That's more to do with your angle of attack and what the golf shaft is doing. So I loft up. So say you got 12 degrees. Okay, that's going to help you hit it a little bit straighter. Another thing you can do when you're setting up to it, you've got to try your best to make sure that that golf club is not pointing to the right as you hit it. And most people come through and they're trying to square the face with their hands, and the golf club generally is right. When I hit a driver, I wasn't meant to hit that. When I hit a driver, I let the golf club overtake my hands, and then I got a chance for the golf club to square. So if I'm here and the golf club's square, if I move my hands back, that golf club's now pointing left. If I move my hands forward, it's now pointing right. So you've got to get into position of impact where you're allowing that golf club more of a chance to be pointing left. It doesn't mean it's going to go left, you just get more of a chance to square it. Okay, so that's the second tip. The other tip you can do is use a baseball grip. Yeah, so there's 3 tips so far. You can loft it up, you can allow the golf club to overtake the hands, i.e. keep your head behind the ball and relax your hands, or you can use a baseball grip. If you do all of those, you're probably going to have a better chance of hitting the driver straight. Okay, so let's try that. So I'm going to line myself up, I've added loft, I'm going to take my grip, I'm going to do the baseball grip, so I'm not going to interlock my hands. You can, for another tip, just widen that foot a little bit, it helps you get the tilt. Yeah, and then I'm going to do all of that. I'm going to make sure I look at the back of the ball. And there we go, nice little draw. Yeah, it didn't go to the right. So try that. There's 4 things there you can try, and if you try and do all of them at the same time, I'm pretty confident that you'll hit a driver straighter and longer. Give it a go.